Hello students, today let us continue with the topic of combinations. In the previous video, I had discussed and introduced you to the topic of combinations. Now, as you all are aware by now, by combinations we mean the number of choices available to us, number of choices where order is not important. Whereas if you just consider in comparison, permutation is arrangement in a definite order, and as we had seen, permutation is involves two steps. First, the step of combinations, that is choices, and then arranging them. And as we had seen earlier, that if we have to find the permutation of n things taken r at a time, it can be taken as the combination of n things taken r at a time, and once we have chosen these r, then we arrange them in r factorial ways. This can be taken as theorem 1. And as a consequence of this, we had got the result for combination as n factorial over r factorial into n minus r factorial, where r lies between 0 and n. Now here, just as permutation, we have to be careful that while choosing n and r can never exceed n and r can never be negative. So r always lies between 0 and n. And we had seen that NC0 is 1, NC1 is n, and NCn is 1. Now let's see a very important corollary to this one, as let's find the value of NCn minus r. So substituting, we get n factorial. In place of r, here we have n minus r factorial, and so n minus r factorial, which gives us n factorial over n minus r factorial into n minus n plus r factorial. This n and this n gets cancelled, and hence we get NCn minus r is equal to n factorial over n minus r factorial into r factorial, which from above we can see is the same as NCr, and hence we get an extremely important result, that is NCn minus r is equal to NCr. So let's quickly do one question based on this, which will help us to realize the importance of this result. That is example number 17, which says that if NC9 equal to NC8, find the value of NC17. Now from this, what do we observe? That whenever two combinations are equal, it does not necessarily mean that R1 is like, suppose we know that if NCR1 equal to NCR2, it will obviously mean R1 equal to R2. But by this previous result, we have seen that this is not the only possibility. We can also have R1 plus R2 equal to n. That is, we know that if NCR1 equal to NCR2, it implies and implied by either R1 equal to R2 or R1 plus R2 equal to n, as obtained earlier over here. Now using this property, we see in this question that obviously NC9 equal to NC8, so obviously 9 is not equal to 8. So what do we get? It means that 9 plus 8 equal to 17, and therefore NC17 is equal to, which is equal to n from here. So NC17 is nothing but 17C17, which is 1. Straight away, without having to calculate the value, we directly came at this result because of this corollary, that is NC n minus r is equal to NCR, which gives us that if two combinations are equal, either R1 equal to R2 or the sum of two R's is equal to total number n. Now similarly we can do the first question of exercise 7.4, which says, it's on the same lines as this. We have exercise 7.4 question number 1, which says that if NC8 equal to NC2, find NC2. So clearly what do we have? Exactly on the same lines as the previous question, we have clearly n is equal to 8 plus 2, which is 10. So it implies that NC2 is 10C2, which is 10 factorial, 2 factorial, 10 minus 2 factorial, which is 10 factorial, 2 factorial into 8 factorial, and this can be easily solved as 10 into 9 into 8 factorial upon 2 factorial into 8 factorial. This gets cancelled and we are left with 45, which is the answer. Now let's do the next theorem. Next theorem says that another very important result, which says that NCR plus NCR minus 1 is equal to n plus 1 CR. That is, what do you observe here? This is the combination, sum of two combinations, two consecutive combinations basically. Here it is NCR and here it is NCR minus 1. The result is another combination where n gets added by 1, and out of these two we are taking the bigger of the r's. So let's see how we get it. So let's start with the left hand side. The left hand side, let's start expanding it. We get n factorial r factorial n minus r factorial plus n factorial r minus 1 factorial n minus r plus 1 factorial. Now let's take whatever we can take common. So here n factorial can be taken common. Here we get 1 upon, out of this r and r minus 1 factorial, r is bigger, so we can write it as r minus 1 factorial. Out of n minus r and n minus r plus 1, this is bigger, so we'll write this as this in terms of n minus r factorial. So n minus r factorial is as it is, plus 1 upon r minus 1 factorial n minus r plus 1 into n minus r factorial. Let's see what we can take common. Here we can take out, n factorial is already there, we can take out r minus 1 factorial here, and we can take out the common thing, which is n minus r factorial. So what are we left with? 1 upon r is left, r minus 1 and n minus r is gone, into 1 plus 1 upon r minus 1 factorial and n minus r factorial is gone. We are left with n minus r plus 1. Let's evaluate this. R minus 1 factorial, n minus r factorial, n minus r plus 1 plus r upon n minus r plus 1 into r. This r and this r gets cancelled. So here when you write it as n plus 1 from here into n factorial upon r from here into r minus 1 factorial, and n minus r plus 1 from here into n minus r factorial. Now this gets combined to n plus 1 factorial, this gets combined to r factorial, and this gets combined to n minus r plus 1 factorial. Now which is nothing but n plus 1 CR. R, which is the right hand side. And hence we have proved an important result, that is NCR plus NCR minus 1 is equal to N plus 1 CR. Now let's start taking some questions. Solve example 18. Now this says that a committee of 3 persons is to be constituted from a group of 2 men and 3 women. So we are given 2 men and 3 women. In how many ways can this be done? So first of all, first part of the question is over. That is, in how many ways can we choose a committee of 3 people? Now, so there is no constraint on the number of people chosen. So in fact, we have to choose 3 from the 2 men and 3 women. So from the given 5 people. So N equal to 5, R equal to 3. As I have already discussed in the previous video, in formation of committee, it's a choice of people which is important, not the order in which we are choosing them. So it's a case of combination. Therefore, required number of committees is 5C3, which is equal to 5 factorial over 3 factorial into 2 factorial, which comes out to be 5 into 4 into 3 factorial, and this gets cancelled, 2 gets cancelled with this, and that is 10 is the answer. Now let's read the remaining part of the question. It says that how many of these committees would consist of 1 man and 2 women? So we have to choose. We are given 2 men and 3 women. We have to choose 1 man and 2 women. Now, 1 man can be chosen from 2 in 2C1 ways, and because of the and, we have into. And why do we have and here? Because the committee is not complete unless and until we also choose 2 women from the given 3 women. So and, that is into, the 2 women can be chosen from 3 in 3C2 ways. You simply solve these and you get 2C1 is 2 into 3C2 is actually equal to, we can use NC n minus R, but at the moment you are not very comfortable or not very well versed with this theorem. So let's actually do it. 3 factorial, 2 factorial, 1 factorial, which gives you 2 into 3, which is 6 ways of doing this. Now let's take up the next category of questions, which is example number 19. Now example number 19 says that what is the number of ways of choosing 4 cards from a pack of 52 playing cards? Now, as I had mentioned in my previous video, any question based on cards is always comes under the category of combinations. Here again, the choice is important, not the order of choosing them. So now again, if you notice here in this question also, before even the first part is asked, one question is already over. That is, what is the number of ways of choosing 4 cards out of 52? So it can be chosen in 52C4 ways, and this you can just simplify or write, or simply leave it like this. So what will it be equal to? It will be equal to 52 factorial into 4 factorial into 48 factorial, which comes out to be 52 into 51, 50, 49 into 48 factorial, which gets cancelled with this, upon 4 factorial is 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, which can be solved if need be. Now the first part says 4 cards of the same suit. Now We know that there are 4 suits in the set of playing cards. That is, we have our spades, we have clubs, we have diamond, we have hearts. Okay, so now 4 cards could be of the same suits. So basically we have 4 cards of the same suit. Could be all 4, could be so 4 diamonds or 4 hearts or 4 spades or 4 clubs. So these are the number of ways of choosing them. So either they could be all 4 diamonds or all 4 hearts or all 4 spades or all 4 clubs. And so now 4 diamonds can be chosen from 13 diamonds in 13C4 ways. Because of this OR, we have plus. We have 4 hearts can be chosen in 13C4 ways. Again, because of this OR, we have a plus. 4 spades can be chosen in 13C4 ways. Then again, because of this OR, we have a plus. We have 4 clubs can be chosen in 13C4 ways, and the answer is 4 into 13C4, which can be solved. Another way of solving this is, out of these 4 suits, one suit, we first choose one suit and then we follow it up by choosing 4 cards out of that. So one suit can be chosen in 4C1 ways and 4 cards out of it in 13C4 ways. Again, the procedure is not complete unless and until we do both the steps. That is, we first choose one suit and then 4 cards out of that. So it can be done in 4C1 into, because of this and, 13C4, which amounts to again 4 into 13C4, which is the same answer as this one. So whichever way you feel comfortable, you can do it in that way. Now the second part says that 4 cards belong to 4 different suits. Now what is the meaning of this? 4 cards are of 4 different suits. It means one of diamond and one of heart and one of spade and one of clubs. So we have to have one diamond and one heart and one spade and one club, because the choice is not complete unless and until we have 4 cards in hand. And so it's a case of and in between, and so we get 13C1 and 13C1, and that is into 13C1 into 13C1. Now one thing which needs to be taken into consideration over here is, here the sum of all these ends in each of these should amount to the total number of cards given. So 13 plus 13 plus 13 plus 13 is 52, and the number of choices in each category should be the number of cards chosen, that is 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. That is the case of and. Whenever we have a case of and, we can cross check using this. So all these ends together form the total number of cards, and all these r's together form the total number of cards chosen. Now the third part says that in how many of these are face cards. Now normally, so this is the third part. So we want to say that out of the 4, we need the number of face cards. Okay, so face cards. Right, now normally we just take the jacks, the queens and the kings as face cards. Unless and until it is specified, we do not take the ace as a face card. So in all, in all there are four kings, 4 queens and 4 jacks, that amounts to 12 face cards. So all 4 have to be face cards. So 4 face cards can be chosen in 12C4 ways. Again, if you just go by the theory of cross-checking and the 0 non-face cards would be 52 minus 12, that is 40. So here you can complete this as all 4 are chosen from the 12 face cards and none is chosen from the remaining 40 cards. 12 plus 40 is 52 and 4 plus 0 is 4. So, and in any case 40C0 is 1. So it is up to you want to write this or you just simply want to write 12C4. Answer will be the same and the procedure will be taken as correct. Now the fourth part says that 2 are red cards and 2 black cards. 2 red cards and 2 black cards. Right. Again, there are 26 red cards and 26 black cards. So 2 red and 2 black can be, they have not specified what kind of red and what kind of black. So simply 2 red cards and means into 26C2 black cards. So these are the number of ways of choosing 2 red and 2 black cards. And then the last case, that is the fifth one, is cards are of the same color. So all 4 of same color. So all 4 could be red or all 4 could be black. So there are 2 ways of choosing. So either you write 4 red or 4 black. Can be done in 26C4 because of this, or 26C4, which amounts to 2 times 26C4. So many ways. Or you could do this, a color out of the 2 colors, the color can be chosen in 2C1 ways. After choosing a color, 4 cards of that color can be chosen in 4 ways, which again gives you 2 into 26C4 ways. So either ways you can do this question. Now in this manner you can do similar questions relating to cards. Now let's quickly discuss the questions in the exercise 7.4. We have already done the first question. Now second one is similar to questions done in permutation, that is you have to solve. Now I'll just take up one part out of it, that is you have to solve the value of n if you are given the ratio 2nC3 is to nC3 is equal to 12 is to 1. The second part you can do on your own on the same lines. So let's take it up. 2n factorial over 2n minus 3 factorial into 3 factorial whole upon n factorial over n minus 3 factorial into 3 factorial equal to 12 upon 1. Now here you have to be very careful. 2n factorial, you can't cancel this n out of 2n factorial and this n factorial. 2n factorial means 2n into 2n minus 1 into 2n minus 2, so on. So you can't cancel these two. This you have to be very careful about. So let's simplify this. What we get is, this can be written as 2n into 2n minus 1 into 2n minus 2 into 2n minus 3 factorial whole upon 2n minus 3 factorial into 3 factorial whole upon. Now here we have n factorial, which can be written as n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 into n minus 3 factorial and whole upon n minus 3 factorial into 3 factorial is equal to 12 upon 1. Now this 3 factorial gets cancelled with this 3, n minus 3 gets cancelled, 2n minus 3 factorial gets cancelled with this. Now ultimately we have 2n into 2n minus 1 into 2n minus 2 whole upon n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 is equal to 12 upon 1. Now here the terms are free of factorial, so we can easily take out common. Unlike the previous step where we had 2n factorial, we could not take out 2 outside the factorial. Here it is free of factorial, so what do we get? 2 into n, 2n minus 1 into 2 into n minus 1 upon n, n minus 1, n minus 2, 12 upon 1. This n gets cancelled, this n minus 1 also gets cancelled. Now we are left with 4 into 2n minus 1 is equal upon n minus 2 equal to 12, which on cross multiplication gives you, now first of all this gets cancelled and this gives you 2n minus 1 equal to 3n minus 6, which on solving gives us n, it goes there and this comes here, it becomes 6 minus 1 which is 5, which gives you n equal to 5 is the answer. Now same way you can do the second part also. Now let's quickly take up the next question, which says, how many ways can a team of 3 boys and 3 girls be selected from 5 boys and 4 girls? Exactly on the same lines as the solved example. You can do 3. We are given question number 4 as, question number 4 says that 3 boys and 3 girls to be selected from 5 boys and 4 girls. So very obviously it can be done in 5C3 into 4C3 ways. Question number 3 says, how many chords can be drawn through 21 points on a circle? So there is a circle, there are so many points given, 21 points given on them. So you keep joining. Basically a chord involves joining 2 points. So basically the whole procedure involves selection or choice of 2 points out of 21, can be done in 21C2 ways. Same way you can try out the remaining questions also. Now let me take up one more question, that is question number 6. Question number 6 says, number of 5 card combinations out of a deck of 52 cards if there is exactly 1 ace in each combination. Now we have to choose 5 out of 52, but the constraint is there has to be 1 ace. Now in a pack of 52 cards there are 48 non-aces and 4 aces. So here 1 requires to be a non-ace, 1 requires to be an ace, and the remaining 4 have to be a non-ace. So basically 4 have to be chosen from 48 and 1 has to be chosen from this 4. So total number of ways can be done in 4C1 and the remaining 4 cards can be done in 48C4 ways. You add it, 4 plus 48 is 52 total number of cards, and 4 plus 1 is 5, which is the number of cards required. Another very important and a different question is question number 9. Now it says that how many ways can a student choose a program of 5 courses out of 9 if 9 courses are available and 2 specific courses are compulsory. So he has to choose 5 out of 9. 2 are compulsory. So basically 2 are compulsory and 7 are free to be taken. So obviously if a child chooses 5 courses, 2 are compulsory and the remaining 3 can be chosen in the remaining 7 ways. So 2 are compulsory, so those 2 are definitely to be taken up. You can write 2C 2 ways, or there is exactly one way of choosing those 2 compulsory questions, and the remaining 3 to be chosen from the remaining 7 in 7C3 ways. So ultimately it comes out to be 1 into 7C3, which is 7C3 ways. On the same lines, you can do other questions which are similar to these. Thank you.